In her cozy room filled with the soft glow of afternoon sunlight, one sat at her desk surrounded by vials of essential oil and a delicate bucket of lilies. With careful precision, she crushed the petals of the lilies and mixed them with distilled water, capturing the sweet fragrance. Her nipple finger expertly measured drops of jasmine and rose, blending them together to create a harmonious base as the scent unfurled. She was searching about someone on her phone. Kim Taehyung, 26 years old, escaped from her lips and a smile crept in. She was looking at her photos when suddenly the sound of the door bursting open was heard. She was looked back at her older sister, who is 2 years older than her. Sophia, one, she yelled and came towards her. One stood up from her desk. From Sophia's facial expressions, one could tell what was about to happen. When, yes, Sophia, how dare you to do that when? Sophia, how could you do this when? Her voice trembling with anger. Sophia, when I asked you something? When, what are you saying? I don't understand. One said in shaking voice, but Sophia frowned. Sophia, so you really don't know anything? Alright, I will show all of this to mom and dad. Right now, she shows an envelope that widens one size. Sophia opens the envelope. Sophia, wine. It clearly says here that the Kim family is coming to meet you tomorrow, not me. She emphasized the last word loudly. Sophia, wine, can you tell me why you put your photos and name instead of mine? She crossed her arms and looked at her. Wine, yes, I did it. I removed your photos and name and put mine instead. One said calmly while looking at her, and Sophia was surprised by this confession. Wine, this is wrong, and what about what you do to me? You knew that I liked Minju since childhood. He was the only boy I liked the most, but you didn't even spare him. You made him your too. That too on the day I was about to confess to him. One's eyes filled with tears and Sophia's expression changed. Sophia, I'm sorry. I know you had feelings for him, but that day it was me. I couldn't reject him. I'm sorry. One. So you love him, right? Sophia nods. One. But still you want to accept Mr. Kim's proposal. Sophia looks confused and shakes her head. Sophia, what are you saying? I told when I overheard them about how Mr. Kim's family signed the proposal wholeheartedly. They didn't want to disappoint them, so they thought they would convince you to break up. Sophia, what? I can't do that. She suddenly yelled. Wine, calm down. I know you won't break up with him. And even if Mr. Kim's son is richer than him. Sophia, everyone thinks I stay with guys only for money, but that's not true anymore. I love Manju and no matter what happens, I can't stay away from him. When? That's why I placed your photos with mine in that envelope. And you don't need to worry because I will be the one appearing as you to Kim family. One smile forcefully. Sophia, thank you. Thank you so much. One nods and pulls away from the hug. Sophia, but what if the Mr. Kim family find out? One day ago at Taehyung's office, Taehyung was sitting in his office having finished all his work. Today he attended the meeting for the first time. He was tired and groaning. He leaned back in his chair, closed his eyes. Flashback 10 years ago, Taehyung spoke. I had come to Japan with my mom and dad. It's December. Everywhere is covered in snow. I came outside a mansion with my dad for Christmas shopping. Both my dad and I went near the snowy mountains because I wanted to go skating first. Dad, oh hello Mr. Yongo. Both shake hands, but my attention was drawn to a girl standing nearby who appeared to be around my age. She was wearing a very thick sweater and had a marks on her face. However, my gaze fixed on her eyes. Suddenly, my heart started beating faster. When she made eye contact with me, I began to feel something different. As we locked eyes, I felt something stir within me. Her gaze was captivating, and in that moment, I realized I was experiencing love at first sight. My heart raced, and a rush of emotion swept over me. It was though time stood still, and I couldn't tear my eyes away from hers. In that fleeting instant, I knew I had fallen deeply, unexpectedly in love. The man who was standing with the girl gave me a strange look, but I ignored him and then he continued talking with my father, Mr. Kim. Then meet Mr. Yongo. He owns a popular perfume company in South Korea. My father placed his hand on my shoulder, bringing me back to attention. The uncle, I said, and he smiled warmly. We both shook hands. Yongo, it means Joshua, you will be handing over your company to your son soon. Mr. Kim, no, not yet. I think I can run 10 years, then I will give it to him to handle. By then, I think he needs more experience and knowledge. Yongo, you are right, he is still very young. We were all in midst of our conversation when suddenly someone called out to Mr. Yongo, addressing him as dad. And he turned around. Another girl who was about my age called out because she had fallen while skating and couldn't get up. Mr. Yongu excused himself and went towards that girl. The girl who was just in front of me a few seconds ago also went over to the girl who fell. My dad and I were watching them. Mr. Yongu looked at his daughter and the other girl was gently caressing her ankles. If I'm not mistaken, I think they are sisters. Dad and Angel started to approach them, but then the girl whose leg was injured was being taken away by her sister. Mr. Kim, was she your daughter? Mr. Yongu, yes, they both are my daughters. I really wanted to know the name of the first girl, but I thought it wouldn't be appropriate. Then I opened my eyes and realized I'm not in Japan but in office. Then, not again, this dream keep reminding me of her. Then, come in. Yaris, your dad has called you to his cabin. Time skipped 2 hours later. I am seeing these people for the first time, but it feels like I have known them for years because they are so friendly. Mr. and Mrs. Kim both seem different from their son because ever since they arrived they have been laughing, cracking jokes, but they only reply, Mr. Kim, you have another daughter, right? Suddenly there was an awkward silence in the living room as mom and dad were looking at each other. Sophia has gone outside. I hope they didn't find out that I'm not the one he loved. I mean, they sent a marriage proposal for dad's eldest daughter, which is Sophia. So Taehyung was in love with Sophia. Taehyung keeps looking at me repeatedly. I think he has figured out that I'm not Sophia. Actually, our daughter has gone outside. Yeah, Mr. Kim, I think we should give wine and Taehyung some private time to talk for a while. One said, yeah, and take Taehyung with you. I nod and stand up. Taehyung also gets up and follows me toward my room. After entering the room, I closed the door and sat beside him on the bed. I bit my lip nervously. When I saw this man on the internet, he seems really attractive, but in real life, he's even more. I'm sorry if I'm making you uncomfortable. When you don't worry. I look at him and smile. Thank you are really pretty. I was looking my lap and suddenly I hear his deep, calming voice. My cheeks turn pink as I shift my gaze to him. Thank, I'm sorry. I'd already told everyone about my love to you earlier. I feel a pang in my heart. I know he doesn't love me seriously. His first love was my sister, and he can't even remember his love. That's why I think first love is just distraction. I don't want to hurt him, but when he finds out that your first love will make you realize that your first love wasn't really your first love. When? No, it's okay. Taehyung, I slowly said. Taehyung Po, as I sat in a room at my cozy setup, a bookshelf filled with novels, a few plants by the window. It's nice to finally meet you. I began trying to break the ice again. She nodded, a hint of a smile on her face. Likewise, she replied politely. The silence lingered awkwardly until she spoke up. She asked. I took a deep breath, trying to be honest. Honestly, it's a bit overwhelming. I admit it, but I'm trying to keep an open mind. How about you? She shrugged slightly. It's a big change for sure, she said. But I guess we'll figure it out together. I nodded. I caught myself staring at her, searching for answer in her eyes, but the more I looked, the more confused I become. Why feel like I fall for her again? Then can you tell me about yourself? I want to know about you. I said, why? My mother said that I was his baby. I think that was she meant was that I hardly cried, really first and was generally asleep, which I guess was a good thing. For her, I kept doing it as I grew up. If my sibling or cousin dropped their ice cream, I had given. When someone had to sit in a middle seat, you can bet that's where my seat would be strapped. In fifth grade, when John Junko stole my cookie from my lunchbox, I just tugged and ate my carrot stick. My nickname was Montanita, a little mountain, because I was never mocked, never bothered, always calm. In seventh grade, I broke my leg, but I didn't tell anyone for 3 days. I just gritted my teeth and hoped long until my father found me crying on the bathroom floor. He took me to the hospital. When my college algebra professor lost my test and made me retake it, I just nodded and did it again. When I got killed walking across campus, I just looked down at the ground. Tung, thanks for your little cute introduction. You are so adorable. As Swan was talking about herself, Tung was looking at her with full of adoration. And down with Tung's compliments, she blushed and turned like a hot steam pot, which made Tung laugh. Wine, yeah, you go ahead and laugh. I'm easy, she said, pouting. Tung, of course, you are easiest. he said, and when she grew even pinker. Taehyung, okay, if I pinch your red cheeks, you won't mind, right? Because you are an easy baby. Wine, here, Taehyung, stop laughing. Wine, here you are teasing me. Taehyung, I'm sorry, but I'm not joking. You know you are so adorable. I love it. Wine, love it what? After hearing his last word, Wine's heart skipped a bit. Taehyung, because I love everything about you. I feel like I'm falling in love again. I don't know why I feel this way. His straightforward answer made her widen her eyes, and her heart beats fast. He didn't say or react to anything, just stared at her, curious about what she was thinking. On the wedding day, One was getting ready in her room. Sophia told them will recognize Sophia was doing One's makeup. She is a professional makeup artist. One, I have something to ask you. I'm feeling a bit nervous. One, you seem to be bothered by something for the first time in your life. One realized when I become like this whenever Taehyung is mentioned, everything becomes complicated for me. So I don't stay easy. So fast makes teasingly. One, this is only happens when you truly fall for someone. When you feel nervous just by seeing them or thinking about them. But it's okay, everything will be fine with time. She chuckles. Fine. Easy, do you think I'm joking? Sophie, I'm really nervous. What if he finds out? I'm not his first love. Will he leave me? Since when did you start thinking negatively? When I have told you 100 times that he loves you too. Why don't you understand? If you still don't believe it, listen to this. 2 days ago, when I was at a restaurant with Mom and Mr. Kim and Taehyung come to the same restaurant. They even talked to Mom and Mom introduced me to them, but I don't think Taehyung was looking at me like his first love. He just said hi, then ignored me. By the way, I don't think I'm his type of girl. When okay, thanks, now I will come. I think I should tell him tonight. Sophia, whatever you feel is right, but in my opinion, you should tell him later. You both need to recognize your feeling first, and if you decided to break everything before understanding your feeling, it will hurt both of you a lot. When nods, Mom, when are you ready? When, yes, I'm ready. The venue was adorned with soft hues of ivory and blush, complementing the elegance of the occasion. As guests arrived, they were greeted by a gentle melody played by a string quartet. The air was filled with anticipation and joy. The young stood at the altar, nerves tingling and excitement, as he waited the arrival of his bride when she appeared at the end of the aisle. The ceremony commenced with a heartfelt vows exchange between Wine and Taehyung. They promised to support each other's dream, to cherish one another through life's highs and lows, and to always find joy in each other's company. Their words resonated with sincerity and love, touching the hearts of everyone present. At night, Taehyung and Van both arrived at the new mansion. They both sit on the couch. Then the maids come and give them water. Taehyung, Van, I think you should rest. Van, yeah, I think I have to sleep in this heavy dress tonight because my luggage hasn't arrived yet. I want to call Mom or Sophia to inform them, but my phone is not charged. Taehyung, it's okay. Come with me. I will give you some clothes. It will fit you. Van nods and they both. Wine was astonished when she saw Taehyung's room. She sat on the bed while Taehyung went to the closet to look for clothes. After a few minutes, he returned and gave Wine the clothes. Taehyung, here you go.